Welcome to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy, and on this channel we do DIYs, wood signs, and there's always tons of laughter. This is also a place where hot mess and crafting go hand in hand. So if you think you'd be into that, then let's go ahead and get into these crafts.
Okay, my friends, we are going to start off with the wood house from Dollar Tree and then this wood or MDF little sign as well, which I forgot to cover the bottom. So make sure you do that before you start, okay? So we are going to take the house. We're going to take bead board with by DIY paint. I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides. This is going to be a freestanding decor piece. So make sure you get the back of it. And then we're going to set that aside, allow it to dry. Then we're going to grab our round piece. Now that oil spot is Goo Gone. I've had trouble taking off the adhesive. It does pop through the paint, but I end up covering it up with the house anyways. So have no fear, DIY paint is here. And then I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Now we're taking our house, we're measuring the roof. These are the big craft sticks from Walmart. And I am just stacking it on top of each other, measuring the other side. Then we're going to hit it with some of the antique and water stain. Love this stuff. It dries super fast. Make sure to get the sides of the sticks because they do show. Now, when you cut these sticks, they kind of tend to bow in the middle. So when you're applying them to the top of your house, make sure to put a lot of pressure on them so that they do not continue to bow up and pop off the top of your house. All right. So after that, we do get this star. This is also from Dollar Tree. Now, I was inspired by this Pinterest post and it's been in my folder forever. And I was like, I have to make this. I think it's an Etsy link. So I'll link it down below if I can find the actual link. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the star up top. Now we're going to take some domino pieces and we're going to glue these together. I don't know why I felt the need to glue them together when you're not going to even see the back side, but I like to make more work for myself, so it is what it is. Now taking some crimson paint by Waverly, I'm going to paint the front and I'm going to paint the sides because you will see the side of the domino piece. Set that aside. Now we're taking a branch. I'm using my dog nail cutters to cut that down. And I'm going to glue the stick to one of my glittery pine cones. Make sure you hold that in place for a minute, let it set up. Then I take the hot gun again, or hot glue, and just put it around the base so we don't worry about that pine cone falling off. Drill a hole in our little stump that I believe I got from Hobby Lobby. Put some hot glue in there so it doesn't go anywhere. Voila! Now we're going to hot glue our door to our house. Super easy. Next, I'm going to take a little detail brush and some black chalk paint, and we're going to put some faux window panes in here. So I just do some little squares, rectangles, whatever they look like to you. And then I'm going to grab a smaller detail brush and we're going to go in and create some faux windows. Now in her or his, I don't know who made this, in my inspiration piece, I think they put the windows a little lower, but I guess our house is 2 stories and the living room's just going to be dark without windows. But I think it looks super cute. You don't have to be super neat with them. I think it looks really good. I mean, at first I was like, ooh, that looks sloppy. But then when you put it all together, it looks great. All right. So now I'm using my Star Bond thick adhesive. I'm spraying it with the accelerator. I wanted something with a stronger bond since this house was a bit heavier. And then I'm going to glue our little pine cone tree over here as well. I'm going to grab another one of those little stumps and then attach another pine cone. It just needed something, you know? So attach that pine cone. Now I'm going to take a Jenga block and I'm going to paint the front and the back red. And then I'm going to go in with black chalk paint and I'm going to go around the edge. And for me, this kind of made it seem like a framed sign versus just like a one-dimensional red block. All right, so now I am taking a detail brush. I believe this is from Dollar Tree. and just painting joy on here. I was actually really surprised with how good my letters came out. I was like, hey girl, yes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and attach that. And I was like, you know what, this needs just something a little extra. So I decided to take Mod Podge and just dab it on very sparingly. Like I didn't want it all over, but I knew it needed just a little more. So you could see, like I'm not going ham with it. I'm just kind of putting it in random places. I will end up putting it on the roof. And this is seriously one of my favorite DIYs that I've done this season. I think it is so cute. And I mean, use your imaginations. There's so many things you can do with this, DIY as well. But look at how adorable this is. And I sat it on a riser, and I think that even looks better. I might just attach them. Let me know what
All
you
right, you
think.
guys, that was the first Dollar Tree Christmas DIY. You guys know I like bringing it back to the basics every once in a while. So I decided to go with Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs. I actually don't think I've done a full video of Dollar Tree stuff for Christmas this year. So here you go. I hope you're enjoying it. And you guys, instead of my usual spiel that I do around this time, I wanted to take a minute. I read your comments. I promise I do. I can't reply to all of them, but I do read them. And I have been reading so many saying that like I inspire you and that like this is something that you want to do too. And not so much like YouTube, but like if it's starting up your own business or getting a booth or selling online or starting a YouTube channel. And no matter what it is in your life, if that's, maybe you've always wanted to be a nurse, maybe you've always wanted to be a preschool teacher and stuff. I just want to remind you all that it is never too late. It is never too late. I am 35 years old. I started my YouTube channel a little over a year ago, June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay, a year and a half ago. And look where I am now. Like it's not too late. You can accomplish anything you want, whether you're 35, whether you're 55, or you're 75. If you want it and you're willing to work hard for it, it does not matter where you are in your life. Like you can do it. You can do it. You don't need anybody else to help you. You can do it. If you have a support system, that's even more amazing. But you can be strong on your own. You can achieve everything that you've dreamt of, everything that you want to do. And I just felt like in this video today, I really wanted to remind everybody that watches my channel that like you can do it all, you can have it all, and it doesn't matter your age or where you are at in your life. Where there's a will, there's a way. So I just wanted to take a minute and I wanted to really express that to you guys, and hopefully it reaches even if it's just one of you out there. And with that, you guys, let's go ahead. Oh, I just appreciate that you guys love me for me. All right, you guys, let's go ahead. Enough with the rambling and let's get back into these Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs.
For this next one, I'm using these, I don't know what these are, decor pieces from Dollar Tree. You're going to rip the succulents out of them, and then you are going to pull, there's like a metal piece right in the middle, pull that out. Now I am just going to go have fun with these. These are the tiny little pine cones. You get them from Dollar Tree, and I have a mix of them. Some of them have like the white snow on them. Some have gold glitter. Some are plain as well. And the trick with these, especially because we're working with something so small, you have to make sure you're playing around with your pieces before you commit to gluing them on. So you can see how I kind of set them in there first, see if it's gonna fit, and then one's gonna fit next to it. And it's actually, I really enjoyed doing this. It was very calming. And then I started noticing as I was putting them together, obviously they're not going to fit like super tight to each other, that there were little holes. So I grabbed my pine needles or pine sticks or pine branches from Walmart that had the glitter on them. And I started just cutting off little bits and pieces of them and sticking them in those holes to fill the place, blah, 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 blah. Fill those holes up. And it also just made it look more like a woodland, like rustic tree. And I really was digging the vibe of it. So I just continue to put all of these in there. Now, if you guys have, um, you guys will be picking up what I'm putting down if you're a Dollar Tree shopper, but you know the bigger triangle um, decor pieces that they came out with. I think it was like last Christmas. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about, right? They were just a dang triangle. Everybody made Christmas trees with them last year. Those would look super good doing this on like a bigger scale with bigger pine cones. So if you have those, pull those out too. And I think that they would turn out beautiful. So I'm going to finish filling this up, and I do a second one as well. Next, I take some finial caps. I get these from Walmart, and I'm going to use my little antique stain here, let that dry up, and then I decide, since it had those little white pine cones in there, that I wanted to kind of give it a whitewash look. So I grab my beadboard and I just kind of dry brush over the sides, the front, and then the base as well. Now, what I wish I would have done was maybe cut one of like my spindles or something to add height to one of them instead of them being the same height, but it is what it is. All right, now my mat is all warped because I put heat on it, so that's why I'm grabbing this. And we're just gonna attach our finial cap to the bottom of our little triangle piece, and you get these adorable rustic little trees that would look great in tiered trays, in bookshelves. I mean, anywhere, you guys. Look at how pretty and how much detail it looks like and time you spent on these. I absolutely love them. All right, we had to get a sign in here. So this is one of like the Easter Dollar Tree signs. I'm taking the beadboard paint again, just doing a messy coat. You guys know how I do, and you guys can do you if you want to be like nice and neat. I don't know. There's some things that I'm like super weird about and want them really neat, like covering the back, but then when I paint, I'm like, whatever. Okay, and then we're going to take our metal Believe. This comes in the 3-pack at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put this antique green on here. Now, I put 2 coats. We know how metal and paint react with each other. So I put 2 coats. Then I cover it with some Mod Podge so that we don't have it scraping off or chipping off. This way I just know that paint ain't going to go anywhere over time. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to take this red burlap ribbon. This is from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm using this on this side so that we could cover the holes. So voila. Somebody came at me because I'm an influencer and don't protect my fingers with finger protectors. So here you go. You're welcome. And next I'm going to flip that around, and I am going to use, these are the pine branches that I have on my Amazon store link. I am going to hot glue these on. Now make sure you hold them down for just a little bit. They take just a little bit of time to set up. And then I'm going to attach this other one. Very easy peasy. And I like that these are all inspirational pieces. So you could use any greenery you have, any ribbon that floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm out of breath, you guys. I'm only 4 months and I'm out of breath. All right. So this is my favorite way to rust something out. I use Truffle by Waverly. And then while that truffle is wet, I go in with Pumpkin by Waverly as well. Dab that on. And it gives me like the exact rusty look I'm looking for. As I dry it, I'm like, still a little too much brown. So I just dab a little bit more of my brush into the pumpkin. And I mean like a little bit, you guys. You want it like speckled on there. Let that dry. Turns out absolutely fabulous. Exactly what I was going for. So once that is done, I then take the Mod Podge. We're going to cover that up as well. Again, you guys know when you put chalk paint on like a metal surface, it easily scratches off. That's why we're doing the Mod Podge. So I hot glue that to the top. Now, once I hot glue that, you could kind of still see the top of the branches, which wasn't working for me. So I grabbed my red twine. I believe I got this red twine at Michael's, like, I don't know, a long while back. I'm going to make a finger bow videos down in the description box. And I'm going to hot glue that to the top of our bell, which ended up working out because it almost looks like the bell and the branches are hanging from the bow. So I liked it. All right, so then I'm going to take this vinyl decal that I made on my Cameo. This is just a glossy red permanent vinyl, and I'm going to put that on here. Now, I do attach the Believe, and you'll see that, but I just wanted to explain that. I do go in later, and I didn't film it, so sorry. But I did that rust technique on some wood bells from Dollar Tree, and I ended up putting it on top of um, the Believe. So I didn't film it, but that's how I got like the look of the bells, and then just did little finger bows, which you'll see on the final reveal. So for the Believe, I'm just applying some Star Bond adhesive. It's just easier and less messy than using the hot glue. And you guys know when you put hot glue on the back of these things, they like dry so fast. It just never works out. All right, so turn that sign around. We're gonna get some red twine, attach them to the back for hanging. And then I do cover the back of this sign with some paper that I got at Dollar Tree. So I'm just tracing it out. Usually I would just lay it on top and then cut it out with my craft knife. But since we got all the ribbon and twine on there, I did have to trace it out first. Then I'm gonna cut it, and I'm just showing you guys, if I have some first time viewers here, how I do it. I cut it out, we'll flip it around, and then I will start on one side and I just start hot gluing it down. This just makes your Dollar Tree project go up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see this haggard Easter ripped up sign on the back. It also allows me to put it in my booth and nobody knows what it previously was. You know what I'm saying? Just finish it. If you're going to do it right the first time. My mama always said. All right, and this is how it came out. So you can see I added the bells on the top. The rust matches the rust on that beautiful bell over here. I think it is super pretty, very Christmassy, and love the saying. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. All right, so our last DIY is super easy peasy. I'm sure you guys have seen it a million times. So these aren't Dollar Tree, but they're $1 from Dollar General. So we're gonna make it work. Okay, so I'm taking the beadboard. We're gonna go ahead and paint these. What I love about DIY paint is that it's clay based and it gives it like this more of, I'm gonna say chalky when it's not chalk paint, maybe matte, dry look, I guess you could say. And you don't have to use multiple coats. Like I just put one coat of this on here and I'm good to go and I'm happy with the look of it. So I really enjoy using the DIY paints. And again, I'll link Bree's website down below so you can check them out. And the paints come in all different beautiful colors. So I'm going to hit the sides and then we also do the top as well. We're then going to go in with this red twine that I showed you before. Again, I think I got the, I know I got this from Michael's. And I'm going to wrap this around. Now, I know a lot of people usually only put like a little bit of hot glue and then kind of like wrap it around, then finish off with hot glue. I'm always afraid that like the twine's gonna loosen up or it's gonna unravel. So I do hot glue all the way around just to make sure it's secure. I end up going around 5 times. I thought that was the perfect like width of the twine to make an impact on what is going to be, I'm sure you guys guessed it, a bell. So I finished that up on the second one. Then we're going to drill holes on the top. Make sure you're wearing protective eyewear because the shards of metal do fly up, so be careful. And next we are going to take our nautical rope after I clean everything up, push all those little pieces down, so be careful you guys. And okay, so now we're going to take the nautical rope, feed it through. I'm going to tie a knot, And then we're going to push it back through. Now I'm taking my whole strand of nautical rope here because I don't know what length I want it yet. So you can see I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to add a little bit more length so that I could do a big knot up top. This way we have something to hang it from. Now the one on the right I haven't tied yet, so I'm going to play around with the lengths because I want them staggered. I don't want them side by side. Then I'll tie that knot off, cut it off, voila. But we're not done. All right, so then I take my sanding block from Dollar Tree. I'm going to distress this just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay. All right, I know, I'm funny. Okay, so after I'm done with that, I then hot glue is this like the inside, the base of the knot? I don't really know what to call this. I'm really great at explaining things, but you could see it right here. I'm hot gluing. This way the knots don't go up and down the rope and move around. I don't want to move it around. Now this is where it gets fun, and I feel like the possibilities are endless. I kind of just couldn't stop adding, at this point. But I added some pine branches. Then I had, I think the berries came from a random Dollar Tree pick. And I'm going to hot glue those on there. Then I decide I want this bird. Is this a cardinal? Is this what do you call the red birds? I don't know. I was going to say a mockingjay from Hunger Games, but that's definitely not it. All right, so I just wrap those around, hot glue them. I'm going to add some pine cones to the back just to kind of like even out the whole look of it. And then for the left bell, I end up going a totally different route and putting some pine cones on. But really, this is just your time to like make it your own. I don't think that the video of this, like the reveal, does this justice because it looks so beautiful in person, but I just like could not get the right shot of it. But let me know what you guys think. It's a super easy DIY. Like I said, all of it's Dollar Tree. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Dollar Tree Christmas video. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend with your friends and your family. And thank you so much for spending your time with me this evening. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.
Guys, let me know what you think about my hair parted in the middle. Okay, trying it out. Let's see. You know what the first thing I noticed? I literally thought that I had something like in my hair from my brush. Okay, you could already see them, right? We're gonna call them my tinsel. I kept like pulling at my hair and like going like this because I thought that like maybe there was a string or something that like attached to my brush, and then while I was brushing through. No, look at that one. Look at that. Look at that one. That one's like not one. That's like 3 collective hairs, probably more next to each other. Oh my gosh, look at all of that shiny tinsel. I mean, like, I'm not like super mad about it, but like, really, I just colored my hair. Like, these are like strong, man. They're like, girl, get over the dye. Like, look at right there too. All of that. Oh, wow, you beautiful. Okay. All right, let me know what you think about. I feel like the middle ages me a little bit, but at the same time, I always feel like these look like they're thinning out or something. So it makes me look like I have more hair than I do, but then it makes my forehead look like, hey. But you know what? Tyra Banks has a big forehead, and look at her. Oh, all right. Let's get it. Hey, minute. All right. You guys, I bought these to meal prep with, right? It was supposed to be like a chicken cashew something. That's what's left. Needless to say, I haven't even meal prepped yet. My bad. All right. Now to take a nap.